Hi guys, welcome back to the Totally Magic channel, and if you've never been here before, we would really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do so. You can also hit the little notification bell that reminds you every time we upload a new trick. Also, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like and share buttons, it'll be fantastic. It does help us out as a small YouTube channel. So today's trick is called Winners, High and Low. As you know, in most games of cards, sometimes the high value cards are the winners, sometimes the low value cards are the winners. Well, with this deck of cards, we know that we've got high and low values in here. Now what we'll do is we'll get you to choose whether or not you want the low cards to be the winners or the high cards. So what would you like? The high value cards are going to be the winners. Are you happy with that? Yeah. Now, of course, I've shuffled these cards into a random order, and you can see it's made up of picture cards, number cards. All the cards range from ace, 2, 3, 4. Those are the low value cards, and the 9, 10, jack, queen, king are the high value cards. Now, you wanted the high value cards to be the winners. Now, despite me shuffling these, people never trust a magician. So I thought I'd bring in my assistant to do the shuffling for us. What we've got here is from 1953, a mechanical card shuffler. And I thought if we use this, we know the cards are really shuffled before we start. So I'm going to take the cards, put some in there and some in here, and then we turn the handle to give them a shuffle. And there is a thoroughly shuffled deck of cards in here, and totally trustworthy. Now, on with the trick. Now we've got a shuffled deck of cards. I'm going to get you to cut the cards into several piles. Now you can do 3, 4, 5, it doesn't really matter. Make them about even, but just take the cards and give them a cut. Okay, happy with that? So you've cut randomly 5 packets of cards. You want to do another one? You're happy with that? Now the cards have been shuffled and mixed. You've now cut the cards here. What I want you to do is to pick up each card that you cut to like this, and then you're going to have a look at the cards in your hand. Now we've got cards ranging from low to high. Now here you said you wanted the high value card to be a winner. So in this hand, the 10 is going to be the card that you remember. Okay, if you had chosen the low values, then you would start with the ace as 1, etc. on those. Now, I do realise that the cards have been shuffled. You cut these at these positions, that there's a chance you may get 2 identical value cards. If you get, for example, 2 10s or 2 jacks, then you choose which one you want to remember. An absolute free choice. Happy with that? Now, obviously don't use these because we've seen those. So I now want you to grab the top card of each of the packets in any order. And you're going to look at these, and whichever one is the high value in there, remember it. So remember the high value card. If you shuffle those up and place them onto any packet and gather the cards up in any order you like to lose your card. At the moment, you're thinking of one card and one card only. It's your winner, the high value card, your choice. Now, of course, we used my mechanical device to shuffle. I now want you to shuffle these to thoroughly lose that card. Now, wouldn't it be a great trick if I took these cards from you and I could go through and locate the card that you're now thinking of? It could have been any card in the pack. Now, it could have been this one, the Queen. That could be your high card. It could also be a lower card, the 8. That could have been the high card in your hand. We'll never know. But it's impossible for me to find your card. I don't know what the card is. I don't even know where it is. You shuffled the deck. And I'm not going to shuffle these because you had the last touch of the cards. As a magician, I can do magic to find your card in an unusual way, but I need some help from you. So if you have a good imagination, can you imagine that your card is now on my palm, just here? For the first time, can you tell the people around us and myself, what is the card that's your winner? The King of Clubs. Now this is where I come into it, the real magic. If I take your imaginary King of Clubs, watch, we reverse it like that. You shuffled those cards. The mechanical shuffler shuffled them. You cut the cards, you picked any card, watch. There in the middle is one card and one card only reversed. It is your chosen card, the winner, King of Clubs. Here is the tutorial for a trick called the winner. And I know many of you are probably screaming at the screen right now saying you've seen lots of tricks similar to this, and you're absolutely right. There's numerous card tricks that are based along the similar line. This one is just a variation of that. Now, how do you set up? Well, first of all, the great thing about this is it's a regular deck of cards. And by the way, you don't need a machine like this. This is just for entertainment value. And I thought some of you might be quite interested in this mechanical device. I've had this for years. And it's a great little card shuffler, mechanical, all metal, 1953, and quite a nice talking point as well. Anyway, back to the tutorial. It is a regular deck of cards, but you do need to do a little setup. You need to remove the 4 kings and the 4 aces. Now at the start of the trick, you make it perfectly clear that the aces are low values as a number 1, okay? Because I know that some games you class the ace as a high value card, but in this case, we're saying they're the low value and the kings are going to be the highest value. So with the cards, kings and aces, you need to stack these. Now, one packet is going to go at the top and the other one's going to go at the bottom of the pack. Now, there's a reason I start off with the aces on top and the kings on the bottom, is because I do a shuffle to reverse their order. So bear that in mind. So this is what I do. I take the 4 kings, and because I want to force the King of Clubs, you can choose any, and put that at the bottom of the stack. Here, I put the ace that I want to force onto them on the bottom of the stack. So the ace of clubs, the King of Clubs there. I then take any card and put that on top of the kings, and I take any other card, it doesn't matter what card you use here, and you put that under here, so it's in front of the ace that you're going to force. Hope that makes sense. Now this little stack here goes on top, square these up, and these go at the bottom. There it is. Now, you're going to do a shuffle, and I've often found Most times when I do this and you ask someone to choose either high or low value cards to be the winners, most people say the high value cards. This is why I start off like this, because what I'm going to do is to do a shuffle to swap these around. As I introduce the trick, I shuffle the cards. Note the way I'm reversing those aces here. So now the ace of clubs is at the bottom behind this regular card. Yeah, I shuffle the cards, then when I get near to the end, I then pull off single cards so that I reverse the order of these. So on top, I've now got an ordinary card, then my forced king and the other kings under that. You've basically swapped their positions. Now, if after I've done this, your spectator says, oh, I want the low cards to be the winners, then do another shuffle to put them back. Okay, so you've shuffled the cards. The kings are on top. You then get them to cut the cards into small packets. You can demonstrate this by just doing the cards. Say, look, you're going to take these cards and just give them a few cuts. So give them the cards, they cut, and you say make them about even, and you can cut as many as you like. You can have 3 packets, 4, 5, 6, but so they're all about even. Now, of course, on this packet here, this is great because they've seen the cards shuffled, you've even shown them the cards, everything's regular. Now they've cut the cards, they believe they've cut randomly, which they have for these, but this is the top of the pack. You then demonstrate what you want them to do by picking up these cards. Now this card here, this is why we put a regular card on top of the packet, on top of the kings, because the next one is the one we're going to force. So pick up these cards off of here like this and say, once you've done this, have a look at them, and whichever is the highest card, then you're going to remember that card. And go through the routine as I performed it, that if they get 2 duplicates, queens or jacks, then let them have a choice of whichever one they want. But that's not going to happen. So you then square these up, just throw them under one of the piles and say, tell them to take one each of these. Now we know they're going to pick this, the king, and because all of the kings are in here, there's no chance of them getting any higher card when they pick up all of these. Get them to pick them up and have a look at them. Now when they have a look, you can see that of course the highest card is this one here. Or if you'd done it the other way, the lowest card, then the ace in there would be the lowest card if they chose that to be their winner. But there it is there. You then make a big issue about shuffling those up and dropping them anywhere and collecting these in any order. They really believe they've had a free choice of any card from a shuffled deck. You then get them to shuffle the cards to lose it even more. Now at this point we know what the card is. It's either going to be the king of clubs if that's what they wanted, the high value, or it would have been the ace of clubs. How you reveal it is up to you. Now I go through how I did it, but you might want to leave it at this and have a prediction card in an envelope or a piece of paper that you scribbled the king of clubs on and reveal that you predicted the card that they would choose. What I like to do is to go through the pack and say, as a magician, you're probably thinking that I can go through and find your card. Actually, what I am doing is I am looking for their card. There it is there. And what I do is I take that and the next card. So their card and the very next card, and I casually cut the cards here. I want to get that to the top. So I say, but magicians can't really find cards. We're not that good. What I've now got is on top that card, and the next one is the king. And all I do is I just take the top card and say, look, your card could have been this one. It could have been a 10 because you chose a high value as a winner. And then what I've just done there, you see what I've just done? Does help if I explain it. I've flipped this over. As I've pulled this off to talk about this, I push the king here and I get a break. When I come back, I put this on and I square those two cards up as I pick them off, and then I use these to flip the next card, and I put that under there and say, obviously you could have gone for a low card. Once you've done that, you've actually got this situation. I then flip those over and I do a simple cut and put the cards down. I've reversed their card in the pack. Now again, those of you who are more skilled at card handling, you may have a better way of reversing their chosen card, or you may have a different way of revealing their card. It's up to you. But I like to do the imaginary card. They tell me the card. But the real magic isn't about finding their card. The real magic is where you turn it over and amazingly, their chosen card is reversed in the middle. And that is a trick called winners. Practice and enjoy.